Good morning, children. Hope all are safe and sound. Welcome to English class. Let us discuss language activities in Unit 5. Children, look at the following passages. Let's read the sentences in column A and in column B. Column A. In a big city, there lived a little boy. A little boy was he. He was having no fun and no joy. He lived with his father and mother. Still, he was lonely. A lonely boy was he. The days were long and tedious. The nights were dark and dull. Now, let's read the passage in column B. In a big city, there lives a little boy. A little boy is he. He is having no fun and no joy. He lives with his father and mother. Still he is lonely, and a lonely boy is he. The days are long and tedious. The nights are dark and dull. Children, have you noticed the words which are in bold letters in both the columns? They show an action. Here, the word lived in column A has become lives in column B. Have you noticed this, children? Then what difference in meaning is indicated by this change? In column A, it is given lived. That is live plus D. It shows which tense, children? Yes, it is already completed action. The lived day, that is live plus D. It shows already completed action. That means it is in past tense. And the lives, that is live plus S, lives. That means the action happening at the present, which shows present tense. Children, the changes in the action words denote the change in time. Column A denote completed actions. That means it is in past tense, and column B denotes the actions happening at present. That means it is in present tense. Now let's go through the column C. It was still drizzling. The boy was seen running after a woman who had an umbrella with her. He reached her, held the balloon under her umbrella, and walked with her. Then the boy walked up to two nuns with umbrellas. One of them allowed him to hold the balloon under her umbrella. Here, the words given in bold are in past tense. That means it shows completed action. Next, column D. It is still drizzling. The boy is seen running after a woman who has an umbrella with her. He reaches her, holds the balloon under her umbrella, and walks with her. Then the boy walks up to two nuns with umbrellas. One of them allows him to hold the balloon under her umbrella. Here, all the action words are in present tense, which means actions happening at the present time. So, children, we found here the changes of action words in present tense and past tense. Present tense means actions happening at present, and we use the first form of the verb in present tense like live, reach, hold, walk, allow. And the past tense, that means actions already completed. It is we too, lived, reached, held, and walked. Next, we are going to discuss profile writing. Children, meet the masters. We have enjoyed watching the film The Red Balloon. Now, let's read about some of the masters of world cinema. First one, J.C. Daniel, the pioneer of Malayalam cinema. Have you ever heard of J.C. Daniel? It is a name that is an unforgettable part of Kerala culture, usually described as the father of Malayalam cinema. Daniel was born on 28 November 1900 in Agastishwaram Taluk of Kanyakumari district, Tamil Nadu. The first film made in Kerala, Vigatakumaran, The Lost Child by J.C. Daniel, reflects the social and cultural life of a period. Daniel had to encounter many difficulties to make the first film in Malayalam. However, he got over them and set up the first film studio in Kerala in 1926, naming it the Travancore National Pictures. He found money for this by disposing of his landed property. He wrote the script, titled it Vigatakumaran, and started the production work. It was a silent film. He was the director, the protagonist, the cinematographer, and the editor too. P.K. Rosie, an ordinary woman from the exploited class of society who was the woman cast in a lead role, also had to suffer much. This artistic venture failed commercially. Living in dire poverty, Daniel breathed his last on April 29, 1975. Daniel breathed, that means breathed his last. It shows he died. Okay, children. The government of Kerala honored him in 1992 by instituting the J.C. Daniel Award for Lifetime Achievement in Cinema. Next one, Govindan Aravindan. G. Aravindan, the renowned Malayalam film director, screenwriter, musician, and cartoonist, was born on 21st January 1935 in Kottayam. He experimented in storytelling without regular narrative styles. Before entering the world of films, he was an established cartoonist. His cartoon series, Cheriya Manusharum, Valiya Lokavum, won the hearts of Malayalis. His well-known films are Uttarayanam, Kanjana Sita, Kummatti, Pokkuvel, Chidambaram, Oridathu, and Vastuhara. He was honored with the National and State Film Awards. He also worked in documentary and theatre productions. He left the world on 15 March 1991. Here, instead of died or breathed his last, it is used left the world. That means died. Then, Akira Kurosawa. Akira Kurosawa, one of the most important and influential of Japanese filmmakers, was born on 23 March 1910. He contributed much to the development of world cinema. He was a director, screenwriter, producer, and editor. He directed 30 films in a career spanning 57 years. He made his debut as a director in 1943 during World War II with the popular action film Sanjuro Sugata. His other ventures are Rajoman, Golden Line, Ikiru, Seven Samurai, Throne of Blood, and Dreams, etc. He died in 1998. Then last one, Satyajit Ray, one of the greatest masters of world cinema. Satyajit Ray was born on 2nd May 1921 in the city of Calcutta. He belonged to a Bengali family prominent in the fields of art and literature. Starting his career as a commercial artist, Ray was drawn into independent filmmaking after meeting the French filmmaker Jean Renoir and viewing the Italian film Bicycle Thieves during a visit to London. Ray directed 36 films including feature films, documentaries and short films. Pater Panchali, Aparajito, Apur Sansar, Jal Sagar, Charulata and Teen Kanya are some of his important works. He was also a writer of fiction, publisher, illustrator, graphic designer and film critic. He wrote several short stories and novels. They were primarily aimed at children and adolescents. He passed away in 1992. Children, we have gone through the profiles of some of the masters of cinema world. Now, let us prepare the profile of Dundiraj Govind Phalke, the father of Indian cinema. We can make the profile by using the given hints. His full name, Dundiraj Govind Phalke, born 30 April 1870. Place of birth, Triambakeshwar, Nashik, Maharashtra. Non, film director, screenwriter, producer. Important works, Raja Harishchandra, Mohini Basmasu, Satyavan Savitri and Sedubandhan. Death, 16th February 1944. So children, By using some prepositions and auxiliary verbs, we should construct sentence and make a profile of Dundiraj Govind Falke. Children, while writing profile, at first you should write personality's name in the center portion, the middle portion. Here, Dundiraj Govind Falke. Then we should begin. You should not begin profile by using personal pronouns like he, she, it. Profile should begin with personality's name. Dundiraj Govind Falke was born. Children, while writing birth, we should use the auxiliary verb was because it shows past tense. So, was born on 30, that is before day and date. We should use the auxiliary verb. We should use the preposition on. Okay, before day or date. Okay, before day and date, we should use the preposition on. So, born on 30. 30 is here date. So, we should use the preposition on. So, Dundiraj Govind Falke was born, because was shows past tense, was born on 30 April 1870 at Triambakeshwar, Nashik in Maharashtra. Children, for mentioning a place, we should use at or in. And what's the difference between the usage of at and in? Means at should be used before smaller places. Okay. And in should be used before country or city, etc. One example. At Palakkad in Kerala. At Alathur in Palakkad. So, at is used before smaller places, small towns, and in is used before countries or cities. So, children, once again, Dundiraj Govind Falke was, it shows past tense, was born on 30 April. On, the preposition should be used before day and date. So, was born on 30 April 1870 at Triambakeshwar, Nashik in Maharashtra. Then he was known as, because here Dundiraj Govind Falke, he was died. He passed away. He is not still alive. That's why we should use here the auxiliary verb was. If he is still alive, we can use here is. Is shows present tense and was shows past tense. Here the personality is not still alive, so we should use the auxiliary verb was. If he is still alive, we should use here is. So he was known as a film director, screenwriter and producer. The next one, his works. Here I used the auxiliary verb are. You can think, oh, he is not still alive. Then why did the teacher used here the auxiliary verb are? We all know that are shows present tense. Then children, no doubt here. Here it is mentioned his important works. His works are still alive. We should use present auxiliary verbs along with works. Okay. So his important works are, or you can write his important works include. Okay, both are correct. His important works are Raja Harishchandra, Mohini Basmazur, Satyavan Savitri, Sedu Bandhan. At last, death. So we can write here he passed away, or he was died, or he breathed his last, he left the world, anything you can write. Here I wrote he passed away on 16, because already I have taught you now, children, the preposition on should be used before day and date. Here he passed away on 16. 16 is the date, so we should use the we should use the preposition on. He passed away on 16 February 1944. So our profile is completed, children. It's very easy to create a profile. So children, I request all of you to copy this profile into your notebook.